Would you like to slow the aging process in your body as much as possible? Are you concerned with inflammation and how it can affect your body? Hello friends, I'm Candice Betty. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to discuss how inflammation is connected to the aging process and how stress, inflammation, and aging are all connected, as well as a few actionable steps you can take to protect your skin from inflammaging. If you're still wondering what inflammaging is, it's, like I mentioned, the relationship or the connection between chronic stress, low levels of inflammation, and your aging process. And why is this important for our skin? So as we age, our immune system weakens, and its ability to modulate the inflammatory process is reduced. So this can lead to making us more susceptible to low levels of inflammation in the body. Now, the skin is our largest organ, and as such, it also protects us from the external environment and any dangers that it can bring. So it is one of the first organs that can show signs of inflammaging. Now, inflammation in the skin looks like redness, sensitivity, reactivity, acne, rosacea, and many other things. Let's discuss how this type of inflammation can contribute to our aging. Now, inflammation is really the result of three high-level things: illness, injury, and stress. Now, there are other things that can contribute to our inflammation levels, like when our mind is stressed, when we get too much sun, UV radiation, when our diet contains inflammatory foods, that's a big one, as well as some of the normal flora on our skin, the bacteria that normally lives on our skin. For example, P. acnes. This one can cause a lot of inflammation on the skin, and especially it lives deep in the pores and on the surface of the skin. And a lot of times it is one of the main contributors to acne, which is inflammation of one of the pores. When we're experiencing inflammation, this reduces the amount of energy and time our skin can spend on maintenance activities, and these are like making new skin cells, producing collagen, and such. These processes make our skin look more youthful and more radiant, but instead our skin is in defense mode, and we're trying to protect it from inflammation and the things that we just mentioned. Now, before we get to the fun part, which is how to protect our skin from inflammaging, I want to talk about when to start these good habits. Now, I wish I had started protecting my skin and preventing aging when I was in my 20s. Making these type of good habits as young as possible is going to help in the preventative process. You don't want to get into your late 40s and 50s and be trying to rewind the clock. It doesn't work like that. Skincare does not rewind aging, and you really can't do that. Once the aging is there, you can prevent further aging, but you're not going to rewind the time. Now let's get to the fun part, which is actionable steps that you can take to help prevent inflammaging. Now, the first is going to be your diet. Eating an anti-inflammatory diet is huge. Choose anti-inflammatory foods such as lots of fruits and veggies, all whole foods, as well as healthy fats and lean proteins. Now, second, I'm going to recommend getting quality sleep. Now, a lot of times in our society, we don't prioritize our sleep, but sleep is good for your skin. This is when it renews and restores itself. So, get better sleep. Next is mental health. Now, hanging out with friends, connecting, exercising, meditating, all these things support our mental health and reduce our stress levels. So they are important for reducing inflammaging. Another option to consider is adaptogens. Now, these are herbs like ashwagandha, which help your body adapt to stress and change better. Now, ashwagandha helps reduce oxidative stress by neutralizing the free radicals in our environment. And oxidative stress is just a fancy term for when the free radicals come in. They've got that electron that's looking to zap things and make more damage and cause more aging. And the antioxidants come in and neutralize that and prevent that damage from happening. Next is avoid being around smoke. Now, this is kind of a given, but I would be remiss if I didn't include it. This includes smoke from cigarettes, smoke from marijuana, etc. Don't be around it because it will age your skin. The next step to prevent inflammaging is using sunscreen daily. Now, I have a window in my office, and I want to make sure that you know that the UV rays still penetrate through the glass. So if you're in the car or if you have a window near you where you sit, the UV is still coming through that unless it is specifically coded for UV. Now, I wear sun protection on my face, a physical sunscreen, because it does not burn my eyes. I use a lower SPF 15 or 30 if I'm going to wear it all day. And I like to use it in either my primer or in some BB cream. And I feel like that goes on really smoothly, and I just want to make sure that I'm using enough of it to provide good coverage for all of my skin. Now, I love to run outdoors and scuba dive. Those are two of my favorite activities. And I've been diving since I was like 21. And these things give me a lot of sun. Being on the water, a lot of times I go to tropical locations to do underwater photography. What I want to do is mitigate the amount of UV that I'm accumulating, exposing my skin to during the year, so that I can do these things without adding a lot of photo aging to my skin. So if I'm mitigating over the year, I can still do the things that I love and be outdoors and enjoy it without just mounting the photo aging process as much. Now, the second thing that I do to protect my skin every day is I use a daily antioxidant on my skin. I use the Ultimate Cocktail Facial Serum, which has Helichrysum metallicum as well as German chamomile in them. They reduce inflammation and provide lots of antioxidants to protect and nourish my skin during the day. And that's going to protect my skin from free radicals as well as any damage that I'm getting that's getting past my sunscreen. Now, full disclosure, I did formulate the Ultimate Cocktail Facial Serum, and that is why it's my favorite. It was basically like a goodie jar. I just picked everything that I loved and put it into one serum. Now, this is the second habit that I do every morning to protect my skin from photo aging. Lastly, we're going to talk about Inflammaging skincare. Now, what is that? Basically, they're products that calm the inflammation and have anti-aging properties. So I've had rosacea since I was in my late 20s, and I'm super interested in calming inflammation, if you couldn't tell. That's basically why I started Organic Radiance. I wanted to share the moisturizer that I had formulated for myself to reduce inflammation in my skin, and I wanted to share that solution with you guys, which has been so much fun. Twice a day, I'm going to use the activated charcoal cleanser, and this is going to bind chemicals and impurities from the environment, wash those away in the morning and at night. And then I use the serum in the morning to protect my skin during the day, as well as the UV protection. And at night, I use the Herbissois Calming Moisturizer to renew my skin, replenish it, give it everything it needs to make new cells, make collagen and everything like that while I sleep. So I wake up with more radiant skin. So now I hope you have a better understanding of the link between stress, chronic inflammation, and aging, and how that can apply to you, when to start the habits, which was always yesterday. And we discussed the 8 actions that you can take to prevent premature aging. And then we looked at what to look for in Inflammaging skincare, which are antioxidants and calming ingredients to reduce inflammation. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you next time.